When Batman Begins hit theaters in 2005, it was immediately clear that Christopher Nolan was ready to redefine the Caped Crusader for a new generation. Gone were the days of a campy Batman with colorful DC villains and a quirky aesthetic that felt more like a comic book come to life. Instead, Nolan introduced audiences to a gritty, realistic Gotham City where Batman could logically exist, a world shaped by trauma, corruption, and moral complexity. And who better to embody this grounded version of the Dark Knight than Christian Bale? Bale's portrayal of Batman was a game-changer. His intense physical approach to the role and his ability to tap into Bruce Wayne's emotional torment gave us a superhero who felt deeply human. This Batman wasn't just a wealthy playboy with fancy gadgets. He was a flawed individual grappling with pain, guilt, and a relentless desire to make his city a better place. Of course, Bale's Batman still enjoyed beating criminals to a pulp and showing off state-of-the-art gadgets that made him look undeniably cool. But it was all for a good cause, right? Whether driven by justice, vengeance, or a mix of both, the Dark Knight Trilogy gave us a Batman unlike any we'd seen before on the big screen. By the time Christian Bale signed on to star in Batman Begins, he was on the cusp of becoming a true A-list Hollywood star. He had already built a reputation for delivering intense, nuanced performances in critically acclaimed films like American Psycho and Reign of Fire. But perhaps his most impressive and dangerous feat was his dramatic weight transformation for The Machinist, where he dropped down to just 120 pounds to play a sleep-deprived insomniac. Just 6 months later, Bale packed on 100 pounds to portray Bruce Wayne. In fact, he gained so much weight that he was ordered to lose some before filming began. That level of dedication is what sets Bale apart from his peers. Whether or not that kind of physical transformation is recommended by health professionals is another story. But it's clear that Bale takes every role seriously. Becoming Batman was more than just a paycheck to him. It was a responsibility. Beyond the physical transformation, Bale brought a psychological depth to Batman that we hadn't seen before. He tapped into Bruce Wayne's childhood trauma, the loss of his parents, the guilt, and the desire for justice, and made it a central aspect of his performance. Unlike other superheroes with godlike powers, Batman's only real weapon is his determination. Bale's portrayal made that motivation crystal clear. Batman Begins set the stage for what would become one of the greatest superhero trilogies of all time. Bale's performance was the heart of it, but the films also benefited from Nolan's visionary direction and a stellar supporting cast. In The Dark Knight, Bale faced off against Heath Ledger's Joker, delivering one of the most intense and iconic superhero rivalries ever seen on screen. The moral complexity of their dynamic pushed Batman to his limits. Then came The Dark Knight Rises, where Bale's Batman had to rise from the ashes of defeat to save Gotham one last time. The trilogy took audiences on a journey that wasn't just about crime fighting, but about redemption, sacrifice, and the enduring power of hope. To truly appreciate Bale's Batman, it's important to acknowledge the actors who came before him. Adam West's portrayal in the 1960s was campy, colorful, and undeniably charming. His Batman might not pose a physical threat to any criminal in today's gritty cinematic landscape, but his screen presence made his performance unforgettable. Then there was Michael Keaton, who brought a cool, collected demeanor to the role. His Batman was mysterious and stoic, setting a new standard for how the character could be portrayed on screen. Keaton's performance paved the way for future actors, including Val Kilmer and George Clooney. Unfortunately, Kilmer and Clooney didn't fare as well. Batman Forever was met with mixed reviews, and Batman and Robin is still considered the worst-reviewed Batman movie to ever exist. Clooney's infamous Batsuit nipples might be the most memorable thing about that era. Since the conclusion of the Dark Knight Trilogy, DC has been on the hunt for its next iconic Batman. Ben Affleck's take on the character leaned heavily into action, but lacked the emotional depth that Bale brought to the role. Affleck's Batman wasn't bad, he just didn't leave a lasting impact. Then there's Robert Pattinson, who made his debut as the Dark Knight in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Pattinson's grunge-filled, brooding take on the character showed promise and offered a fresh perspective. With a sequel slated for 2027, he might just be able to give Bale a run for his money. But for now, Bale remains the gold standard. What sets Bale apart from every other actor who's donned the cape and cowl is his ability to balance Bruce Wayne's dual identities. He captured the suave, charismatic playboy persona of Wayne while also embodying the relentless, justice-driven Batman. His performance was both physical and emotional, making the character feel real and relatable. Bale's dedication to the role, from his dramatic weight transformations to his intense training, showed just how seriously he took the character. But it was his ability to convey empathy and humanity that truly made his Batman unforgettable. As DC continues to explore new iterations of Batman, Christian Bale's legacy looms large. His portrayal set a new benchmark for what a superhero performance could be, elevating the genre and redefining what it means to be the Dark Knight. While other actors will undoubtedly bring their own unique interpretations to the role, it's hard to imagine anyone surpassing Bale's perfect blend of physicality, emotion, and authenticity. He gave us a Batman who was both a symbol of justice and a flawed, deeply human hero. And that's why DC will never get a better Batman than Christian Bale. But here's the big question. Will James Gunn's upcoming DCU Batman manage to top Christian Bale's iconic performance? Or will Bale always reign as the greatest caped crusader? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to First Curiosity, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on more epic content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.